Hey guys, welcome back to a very special weekend edition of the Chuckload of Comics Show, your source for movie reviews, comic book talk, everything happening in the world of fandom. We break it down for you every single Sunday right here on YouTube. Chuckload of Comics is also streaming at mainframecomiccon.com every single week. So check us out on YouTube or Mainframe. Be sure to take a second, click that subscribe button. Join us here every single Sunday for all the fun. And we have got a massive crop of nerd news that dropped this week. For being in social isolation, there's a lot going on.
Right?
In the world of fandom. New Mutants dropped a brand new trailer, and I gotta say, it might be the best thing we've seen from the New Mutants movie to date. So we're gonna break down that trailer for you in just a minute. XMen, the movie X-Men #1 turns 20 years old this week. And Hasbro is celebrating with the release of a brand new X-Men #1 new Legends figures that are based solely on that original X-Men films. We're going to talk all about the importance of that film in just a minute. Alden Ehrenreich possibly returning as Han Solo. What? Yeah, you heard me right. Han Solo. Alden Ehrenreich said it's a possibility. So we're going to break down exactly what he said to Esquire magazine earlier this week. And finally, movie theaters may stay closed until mid-2021. You heard me right. We may not get our butts back in those gum-covered seats for at least another 10 months. We're going to break down exactly where that news came from and if it holds water. So before we get into all the nerd news of the week, and there is quite a bit, some Mainframe Comic Con announcements.
Oh my goodness.
Mainframe Comic Con is coming to a streaming device near you August 15th and the 16th, and we got a lot of new stuff that dropped on the mainframecomiccon.com website. Shauna, what were some of the new guests?
Oh man, we've got Cullen Bunn.
Cullen Bunn, one of our favorite people, Mr. Cullen Bunn.
Love Cullen Bunn and
a legend in the comic book industry.
Absolutely.
Cullen Bunn is going to be coming. Who else we got?
We got Tim Seeley himself.
Another good friend of the Chuckload of Comics Show, fellow Chicagoan, a fine Chicago boy, Mr. Tim Seeley.
That's right. We also have David Nakayama.
Oh, love David Nakayama. You know his comic book covers, his comic books. He's a fantastic artist. Mr. David Nakayama. He's been on our show before, so we're going to have fun talking with him. Who else we got?
Also, Mr. Matt Medney.
Matt Medney, the CEO of Heavy Metal Magazine. We actually have a CEO coming to Mainframe Comic Con.
Wow, that's crazy.
And he is coming, I believe, with George C. Romero as well, right?
Yes, he is. Mr. George C. Romero, son of Mr. George A. Romero.
Yeah, I've been talking a lot with the guys over at Heavy Metal Magazine. They're going to do like 3 different panels. They've got some amazing panel ideas that they're going to be bringing to Mainframe. So more information on that on the website coming soon. Who else we got dropped this week?
We also have Mr. Troy Jeffrey Allen.
Huge fan of, you know him. He's the host of Previews Weekly. He works at Previews magazine, previews.com. He's going to be coming on doing some shows. He's also going to be moderating some panels. I talked to him the other day. He is very excited.
So cool.
About Mainframe. Also, if you went to the website, you see you got our first look at the Mainframe campus.
Look how cool that is.
Essentially, the Mainframe map, all of the panel halls are up on the website now. You can go. You can explore. The doors aren't open to the individual halls just yet.
How fun is that? That just like screams like convention to me.
It's a virtual convention center we made over at Mainframe Comic Con. You're going to be able to explore the whole con campus, as we're calling it, go into different rooms where there's going to be different panels going on throughout the weekend, August 15th and 16th, and way more huge announcements coming later on this week. We can't tell you just yet, but probably the biggest names in comic books are going to get announced this week.
Oh my gosh, it's hitherto undreamt of.
It's hitherto undreamt of, as Dr. Strange said. So check out mainframecomiccon.com for all the news, the new guest announcements. We got some massive bombs going to drop later on this week.
Good bombs.
Good bombs. Amazing bombs. So I can't say any more. So just check out mainframecomiccon.com for all the details. We are updating it daily. So check it out online, mainframecomiccon.com. So without further ado, let's go ahead and break into this week's Mutant X-Men news. This is this week's Nerd News. Check it out. All right, guys, first, a massive bit of nerd news that dropped this week. New Mutants, that movie that they shot about 2 decades ago. Well, we got a brand new trailer that dropped this week, and if you haven't seen it, it is by far the best trailer we've gotten so far. Hands down.
Hands down.
It's
Couldn't agree more.
it's real short. It's a teaser trailer. It's only about 50 seconds long, 55 seconds. But it's phenomenal. The long-delayed New Mutants movie that's supposed to come out in August probably won't come out
Yeah, right.
in August. But guys, if you haven't seen this trailer, take a second, go check it out. It just dropped 2 days ago. Also, at the end of the trailer, they announced that there's going to be a New Mutants panel at the Comic Con at Home, which is the virtual San Diego Comic Con. They're doing a virtual New Mutants panel, I believe, July 23rd.
23rd at 2 p.m. Pacific time.
So that's going to be streaming at the Comic Con at Home website. So let's talk about this trailer. I mean, this trailer,
Oh my gosh.
holy shit, it perfectly highlights
Right?
the basic plot details of the movie as they stand right now.
Finally.
You get the whole vibe of the hospital. The hospital is a prison. You get really good brief glimpses at some of the individual characters. They talk about how the doctor wants to take a deep dive into each character's fears.
Yeah.
They show that perfect. The way they crammed this much information into a 50-second trailer is just mind-boggling.
I know.
You got to see Cannonball, which he looked awesome. You actually get to see him tear ass
Right?
and cannonball down a hallway,
I have
which
a
was
picture of him
badass.
right here. There he is.
That looked phenomenal, and they even named all the characters.
Right?
So, I mean, it's incredible what they did with this trailer. I mean, I was really, really blown away. We got to see Wolfsbane.
Yes.
That shot in the shower that we've seen since the very first sneak peek, like 12 years ago, I think, when we saw the first look at New Mutants.
Sounds about right.
Now you get to see her with her back turned to the camera, and you can see she has this brand, this W brand on her shoulder for Wolfsbane. Of course, because she's like a werewolf kind of a character.
Too cool.
That was awesome. A lot of magic.
Yeah,
You
right.
get a hell of a lot of magic in this trailer. I'm hoping magic is going to be as major of a character in the film as they seem to be teasing it in the trailer. You get to see magic with her soul sword, her eyes turning all glowy, just looking all badass. She even says, "I'm magic" or something like
Right?
that. And
Yeah,
she actually
yeah.
refers to herself as magic in the trailer. You get to see like her armored arm, rocking the soul sword, kicking some serious ass. They give you a little bit more looks at sort of the what is it, like the energy field that's around the hospital. It's kind of locked in there. You get to see that.
Yep.
So it's a great trailer. If you haven't seen it, you gotta check it out. Still unclear on when the film's going to get released.
You're right.
It currently has an August release date, but that ain't going to happen.
We can only hope.
So Shauna, will it make an August release date?
No.
No chance.
The way this country is ramping up in their COVID cases, I don't think we have a chance in hell freezing over for that to happen.
So that's kind of a bummer, but check out the trailer because I'm excited.
Yeah.
And check out the panel that they're doing July 23rd
Sounds awesome.
at
I'm
Comic
excited.
Con at Home, because we might get the fact that they just gave us a 50-second trailer means we might get something a little bit more extended at the virtual Comic Con, and they'll probably announce that the release date is shifting, or maybe they'll just show us the whole damn movie at Comic Con.
Oh
Probably
my gosh,
not.
wouldn't that be great?
That'd be cool, but that's probably not going to happen.
Or just release it on Disney Plus. Come on.
Or announce that they're just going to release it on Hulu or something.
Because it seems like this movie was never going to see the light of day. So
It's
just
coming,
give it to
people.
us.
It is coming, and I am
Please.
super excited after seeing this trailer.
I
So
know.
guys,
I love that they kept the Pink Floyd song in it too.
Yeah, We Don't Need No.
It's just like in the background. I love that.
yeah, phenomenal trailer, guys. What did you guys think? Sound off in the comment section. We'd love to hear what you thought about this trailer. Do you think it's half as cool as I think it's? Because it's the best thing we've seen so far, hands down.
Couldn't
and I
agree
think
more.
we're pretty much in agreement. So next big, keeping on the X-Men and the mutant news. You might not have noticed, X-Men, the original movie from back in 2000, turned 20 years old this week.
Wow.
20 years. July 14th. In the year 2000, probably one of the most important and influential comic book movies landed in all of our labs. This is, if you weren't around back then, or you weren't old enough to kind of appreciate it,
This was huge.
this was before the Tobey Maguire
Yeah.
Spider-Man. This was like before X-Men. Comic book movies were a joke, and then
Right.
this movie dropped, and it's like, holy crap, we can actually deal with real subjects. I
Yeah.
mean, if you look at the very opening. The opening scene of that movie is probably one of the greatest opening scenes of any movie ever. When you see Magneto, he's in the Holocaust and he's being ripped away from his family. His family's going into the gas chambers.
Yeah, right.
And he's reaching out and he like just bends the shit out of the gates at like Auschwitz.
so
Holy
cool.
shit. That set the tone for everything that we love today. So anyway, I'm going off a little bit of a tangent. To celebrate the 20-year anniversary of the X-Men movie, the people over at Hasbro and Pulse released a new line of Marvel Legends figures.
Oh my gosh!
The little 6-inch figures that you may or may not be able to see behind me. They released a 20th anniversary with new X-Men figures. They're available for pre-order right now. They're based strictly on the way that they looked in the original X-Men movie.
So cool.
They're really, really. I like the packaging.
I know
that they got. It's just to get this classic kind of minimalist gray and blue kind of a packaging deal.
Yeah.
Looks really, really badass. So let's talk a little bit about the figures. Right now for pre-order, you can get a Wolverine. There's a Professor X. There's a Mystique, and there's a Magneto.
Oh my gosh.
They're going to do the entire cast.
They are?
Yeah.
Sweet.
If they're not up there now, they're going to be up there really, really soon. The Wolverine figure is really dope. He comes with interchangeable hands.
Yeah.
That allows the owner of the figure to swap out the claws for a more subdued Logan, not a pop-clawed Logan. Mystique comes with this really cool swappable arm. That's
nice.
More of a human form, which kind of differs from the rest of her scaly blue
right
body, which is kind of neat. The arm, it kind of gives the look like she's morphing, which is kind of neat. You could probably swap that out with the other Mystique figure that I have, which you probably can't see on camera, but the more comic book Mystique. But the ones that I think is really, really cool are the Professor X and Magneto ones.
Right?
Because it's a 2-pack.
Of course it
Marvel
is.
loves doing those damn... Hasbro loves those 2-packs because they can charge you twice as much, and you have to get them. But what's cool about them, because they got these swappable heads.
Yeah.
They've got the heads of the original actors.
Right. Ian McKellen and
Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen heads, which come one with a helmet, one without a helmet, which is dope. But you can also get the heads of the more recent actors.
Which is awesome. McAvoy and...
James McAvoy and the other guy.
Oh, no.
That played Magneto. But anyway, that's kind of cool. So you can swap them out. And even cooler, Xavier comes with a wheelchair.
Right.
So
I know it kind of sounds funny to say that, but it is cool that it comes with a wheelchair.
And it's the wheelchair that's, patterned exactly like it was in the movie.
Yeah.
So that's pretty dope.
Too cool, man. I just love these Legends figures because they're so posable. Like, they're like the, what do you call it, articulation or the... Yeah. There's so many points of articulation that it's just they're so neat.
Yeah,
so
and the molds are really good. Like the Hugh Jackman. I don't know if you got a picture of the one of Hugh Jackman.
I do.
It's a really good face mold on that, and I don't think I have a really close up shot of the Ian McKellen and the Patrick Stewart one.
No, but you can kind of see
look at it on the website. It's really a good mold of Sir Ian McKellen.
Nice.
Looks badass. So guys, these are available for pre-order at the Hasbro Pulse website. Check it out. A lot more to come. They're regularly priced, I think, like $20, $25 a pop.
Perfectly normal.
So check it out. And are you excited about this? Are you excited that X-Men is celebrating its 20th birthday? Happy birthday, X-Men.
Happy birthday to you.
Way to go. Sound off the comment section, guys. Let us know what you think about these characters and share with us your experiences seeing X-Men 20 years ago. Next big nerd news story of the week. This one's crazy. Alden Ehrenreich, who played Han Solo, in an interview with Esquire magazine, he hinted toward a possible return of him as Han Solo. Basically, he was it's a really cool article if you can read it. It's on Esquire.com, I think. Alden Ehrenreich sat down and said, I've heard some stuff, but nothing concrete. That's some with like 8 O's. Some stuff is basically what he said. He said, but nothing is concrete. So before you get too excited, Ehrenreich did reveal that despite our hopes, there is currently no plans for a new solo adventure.
Okay.
Or at least none that he has been informed about. So no one has come to Alden Ehrenreich and said, we have a plan for the future of your Han Solo character, but he did say, so what does he mean by this some stuff?
I have
what
no
is this
idea.
some stuff that he's referring to? Unfortunately, in the article, he didn't say what that some stuff was. So apparently there's some rumorings going on over at Disney Studios, but he didn't say exactly what that is. So what could it be?
I don't know. I mean, well, you have to immediately jump to the Obi-Wan series,
You got
right?
it.
I mean,
that's clearly where everybody's head is going to go because the timing is perfect.
Right.
The age is perfect.
Mm-hmm.
You got young Alden Ehrenreich as young Han Solo. You got young Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah.
Not quite as old as we see him in A New Hope. So the timing is perfect, but what's weird about that is that if you remember, Obi-Wan doesn't meet Han Solo until the cantina in A New Hope. So where would Han Solo fit in the Obi-Wan series if we know for a fact they have never met before?
I think that's easy to do. I mean, you can have two separate timelines, or not timelines, but two separate stories going on in one show. Storylines, yeah. I mean, that's easy to do. Why not? They don't have to meet, or they could be in the same battle and they just don't ever meet. You know, there's a lot of ways.
They could have just passed like two ships in the night. You know, somewhere in Mos Eisley spaceport.
Right.
You know, maybe Han's walking off doing something, and maybe he's at Jabba's. Because I don't want to go off on a rant here. To quote Miller, but. You got, at the end of Han Solo, spoiler alert, you see Darth Maul. They've said that Darth Maul, it's rumored that he's going to make an appearance in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. Yeah. Hopefully. That's the rumor, the rumor mills. So that kind of ties the two movies together.
That's
right
also
there.
True, yeah.
You could have Maul with his little gang over there dealing with Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah.
And dealing with, Han Solo.
Right.
And then, on the other side of the show, you got Obi-Wan Kenobi doing his thing. So they could actually be fighting sort of along the same lines, but never actually do their paths cross.
Totally agree.
Because that's all it could be.
Doable.
I don't think there's going to make another Han Solo movie because the last one was the only Star Wars movie ever to lose money, to lose the studio money.
But that's totally because of all the controversy that happened on set, I think. To your point, we were talking about this earlier, and I think everybody loves this movie, just nobody went and saw it.
Yeah.
I think that was the biggest
That's
issue.
the thing. It's not a bad movie. I love Han Solo.
Yeah,
I love
great.
the Solo movie. It's awesome. It's just nobody went and saw it. Doesn't mean it's a bad movie.
No.
Doesn't mean it's not widely beloved.
I think
just
Star
means nobody
Wars
went out to
was
the theater.
Crammed down our throats that year.
Yep. They crammed Solo on us. We had just seen Harrison Ford as Han Solo.
Yeah.
And then they gave us this completely different Han Solo. People weren't that interested in a new Han Solo.
That quick.
But it's a damn good movie, man. I love that movie.
agree.
Well, when asked if he would return as Han Solo, Alden Ehrenreich said to Esquire, "It depends on what it is." He said it depends on how it's done. It depends.
I just put up a picture of the X-Men.
Whoops.
Sorry.
That'd be awesome. Han Solo in an X-Men movie.
Right.
He said it depends on if it feels innate to the story. So it doesn't sound like he's going to do it if it's going to be a small cameo. It's like if the story needs Han Solo, he would consider coming back, but only if it was necessary.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know, man.
but he's an actor and he probably wants paychecks. So
right? Yeah, he would
do it. I think it's absolutely going to happen. I think we're going to see Alden Ehrenreich in Obi-Wan if that ever comes out.
Yeah.
I wouldn't still be surprised if Obi-Wan winds up being a movie and not a television series.
Yeah, that is just constantly going back and forth. I wish they would just make up their mind and start.
There's going to be a movie,
it.
then it was a TV series.
Yeah.
Now they said the series is being put on hold. I think it's to make it a film.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Back to the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine with either. Just give it
then
to us, people.
Definitely put Han Solo in there.
Yeah, right.
So, guys, let us know in the comment section. What do you think? What do you think of Han Solo? What do you think about Alden Ehrenreich potentially returning to the character? I love it. I'm very excited about it, but I want to know what you guys think. Leave us a comment right down below. So, last big nerd news story of the week. This one is not X-Men related, but it is concerning films, movie theaters. From a Hollywood Reporter analyst said movie theaters may stay closed until mid-2021.
Oh, my goodness.
2021. No. Unfortunately, all you damn non-mask wearing coronavirus non-believers.
We're talking to you.
I'm going to go off another little rant here real quick, man. The curve flattened for a while. We all went into our little, social isolation and everything kind of curved. And then everyone's like, oh, we're flattening out. Let's open back up again. And bam.
Spike.
America's spiking again. Go USA. So, unfortunately, U.S. is because of their spike.
Yeah.
Movie theaters are going to get hit really hard. This all comes from an analyst out in Hollywood. Really, really famous analyst. It was this article, very financial article. It's not the funnest read, but it's from Doug Kreutz. He said a lot. He said, with the spread of COVID-19 having accelerated in the U.S., thanks again, all you COVID people. He didn't say that. I'm saying that. He said, we expect a prolonged impact. He said, we now expect domestic theaters to be largely closed until mid-2021, in part because we don't think studios, this is interesting, will be interested in releasing their largest movies into a capacity-constrained footprint. Now, that makes sense.
It does make sense.
What he's saying is, if you're Disney, if you're Universal, why would you want to release movies that you need to make, a $300 million profit Why would you release it to a theater that was only
only
filling in half capacity?
That's a huge
That's why.
point. That just makes 100% sense.
So the theaters will stay closed because the studios don't want to put their movies in the theaters. Like, that's kind of what he's saying. Well, he went on to say this. He said a lot. Again, it's not the most entertaining read of an article, but it is really, really cool. I mean, he's very informative. He said, we had previously assumed that the spread of COVID-19 would be relatively halted. Again, shout out to all you assholes out there not wearing your masks and not socially distancing. He said, we previously assumed that the spread of COVID-19 would be relatively halted with social distancing requirements significantly lessened by late 2020. He said, we now have extended that timeline out to at least mid-2021. The situation remains very fluid, and we do not rule out a possibility that the impact could last even longer than mid-2021. So, Shauna...
Stupid Americans, man.
Sorry. Stupid Americans. You need to be shot. So, Shauna, what do you think about the statements made by Mr. Doug Kreutz? Would you go to a movie theater if they were open right now? What do you think about the studio? What do you think about just in general?
I would absolutely go to a movie theater right now. I'm bored to tears stuck in my house. As long as they limited the seating capacity. Like, I don't want to see just one seat next to me closed off. I want to see like 3 seats next to me closed off. Just only allow a few people in. But then I had never thought about from the studio's perspective until you just said it that they're never going to recoup their money. They're going to lose money essentially. But if the theaters aren't open, they're gonna go bankrupt. They're gonna this could ruin movie theaters indefinitely. This could just be the end of the theater. Yeah. And then the studio's never gonna make any money from their movies.
Yeah. And then
so I don't know.
It could just be the downfall of everything.
Yeah.
Downfall of not everything, but I mean, the film industry as we know it and love it right now.
But I think they should take a cue from look at the drive-in theaters that are going on right now. We just found out that Jaws and Empire Strikes Back were the highest grossing films this summer.
That was an interesting story about the last 2 weeks. Jaws and Empire Strikes Back, if you didn't read this, were the highest grossing films of the past couple of weeks. Thank you to the drive-ins. If COVID-19 gives us anything, maybe it'll give us the return of the drive-in movie theater.
Hey, or just maybe the theaters that are shut down right now should just take a cue from that playbook. Open up and play second-run movies. Why not play classics? Because then at least you've got some kind of revenue stream coming in.
That's true.
Don't force the studios to release new movies. Just play old movies.
Socially distance the shit out of it.
I will happily go to the theater and watch Jaws again. I'll happily go and watch A New Hope. I'll do that in a heartbeat. But I think they should maybe open and not sell concessions, because then that encourages people to not wear masks.
Right, yeah. I mean, theaters... They make all their money on concessions,
That's true.
But they just want to put asses back in the seats, back in the proverbial and literal seats.
Right.
So yeah, I'm with that. No concessions.
Yeah.
Strictly enforce mask wearing through the entire film. Would you wear a mask through an entire movie?
Absolutely, no problem, because it's in the AC.
Good.
We're wearing our masks to the gym right now. If I can wear it working out, I can wear it watching a movie.
Right answer. Good job. So let that be a cue. Wear your masks everywhere you go and socially distance. Don't go to restaurants and bars and just open up. So anyway, that's enough political bullshit. Right? So guys, let us know what you think. Mid-2021, what sort of a massive impact is this going to have on the theater industry? And would you go back to a movie if they opened up tomorrow? So let us know in the comment section. Very, very curious. So that is our entire show this week, guys. Thanks a lot for watching Chuckload of Comics. Remember, Mainframe Comic Con is less than 28 days away.
Woohoo!
We're in the 27-day mark till Mainframe Comic Con. So check out mainframecomiccon.com for a completely free for-charity event coming up August 15th and 16th. So,
and
guys,
be sure to sign up for the newsletter to keep your finger on the pulse of new guests that are coming up.
Good call. Sign up for the newsletter. Guys, have a fantastic week. Thanks for watching Chuckload of Comics, and we will see you here next Sunday. Have a great week.
Bye-bye.